So we're going to go ahead and get started creating this couch. We're just going to go ahead and drag out a box like so. Let's give our box dimensions of 7 feet 5 inches and about 3 foot 4 and about a height of 1 foot. We're going to check our segments. We want 2 segments. We're going to be extruding an arms, 2 arms, and the back of our couch. So we're going to need 2 segments for the side. Oops. Or 3 segments, and then we're going to need 2 in the back, or just 1 in the back, 1 segment going to the back. So 3, 2, and 1. Going to go ahead and add a edit poly so we can manipulate these polygons. Oops. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a vertex mode. Grab these vertices and move them straight to the back, giving about maybe almost a foot in the back, and move these guys just by eye, about the same dimensions on each side, like so. Alright, go ahead and turn on our vertex mode, or excuse me, our polygon mode. Select the polygons that we want to extrude. So we're going to be extruding the arms here, the back of the chair. So I'm going to go ahead and select each of these polygons by holding down Control. Coming down to my extrude, I'm going to extrude this guy up about 2 feet or so. Just about, maybe right there. Alright. So later on we're going to be adding a mesh smooth to smooth out the corners of our arms and around the edges of our sofa. But in order to add that mesh smooth, we're going to need to add a few more segments around each of these edges. So we're just going to go ahead and just start from the middle. Turn on my edge selection mode and drag select to grab those edges. And I'm going to come down here to the connect tool. Right next to this connect tool is the option box for connect. I click that. Right now I have the option for 1 segment. I'm going to give it 2 segments, and I'm going to pinch these segments apart and hit OK. Next I want to do some segments for the arms. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a segment over here and a segment over here by holding down Control. Once again, clicking on the option box for connect. Oops. I should probably do a ring first so we can get all these edges that I want to put a connect through. So I'm just going to hit the option box and bring down my pinching to about right there. Hit OK. So I have all these guys. Now I'm just going to do the side. Once again, select an edge. Hit my ring tool so I can select all my edges and a connect. And just pinch it apart. I'm going to hit OK. And once more in the back, ring and connect. And adjust my pinch like so. Alright, so now we're just going to do the front. The front of our, we need some edges on the top and the middle. Excuse me. We need some edges on the top and through the middle, so we're just going to go ahead and grab that edge, ring that, do our connect, adjust our spacing, and one more time I believe, ring and connect. Alright, so we have segments running along each side of every single edge in our model, as we can see. So when I add my mesh smooth or turbo smooth, whichever one you prefer, I should now get nice soft round edges. Oops, there we go. And if I wanted even more rounder edges, I can go back now down to my edit poly, and I can move out these segments out further from the edge, or move this one down from the edge, wherever you want your curves to be more round. So I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm done with that. Alright, so now we need a cushion for our couch, or a few cushions. For the cushions, I'm actually going to use a chamfered box. So I'm going to come to my top view. For my couch, I want to know where the center point is actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back into my edit polygon mode. And I just want to figure out where the center of my couch is. And I'm just going to do a connect with one segment, no pinching and no sliding. Hit OK. I'm going to come back into my top view by hitting right click and top. So there's my center of my object. I'm going to come in and grab inside of my extended primitives, grab a chamfered box, and just drag out a box about that high, and there we go. I'm going to go ahead and use the move tool and move this guy up, like so. Alright, just going to move him over a little bit more. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and just give him a little bit, actually that's a good enough thickness. Later on I'm going to instance this cushion over to the other side, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and add a FFD modifier, FFD of 4x4, and that's just so I can give my cushion a little bit more more volume or more fluffiness to it. Just going to come down to my subobject mode of the chamfered box, and I'm going to go ahead and add a few segments like so. Because in order to use this FFD modifier, we're going to need a few segments in order to start pulling and pushing and molding this object out. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the FFD modifier, clicking on the plus sign. Go ahead and turn on my control points. Each one of these squares represents a control point of the FFD modifier. So I can just go ahead and click with my control button and grab these excuse me, control points. And once those are grabbed, I'm just going to go ahead and bring those guys up a little bit, like so. Maybe I want it to be a little bit more cushiony out here, so I can come down to my I can go ahead and grab this whole set of control points and pull them out to there, and I can grab this side and pull these guys out to there. And we're going to do the same thing to the front of my couch. I'm just going to grab the front control points and bring them out a little bit, like that. Right. So I'm satisfied with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that out. Grab my cushion. Holding down Shift, I am going to copy the cushion out to about right there. And he's going to be an instance, and hit OK. So now we have two cushions for our couch. Now we need a back cushion. So we can go ahead and maybe just take this guy, bring him up. I'm just going to do a copy of this since it's going to go in the back. It's going to be a little bit smaller. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this guy and bring him back. Let's go to my left view, or front view, whichever view it is. I'm going to go into my chamfered box selection, and I'm just going to make some changes to the width. Just adjust it as I need to. Maybe rotate it a little bit more, like so. Right. I'm happy with that, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag him out over to the other side and do a copy. Maybe this guy can be a little bit more wider. Oops, or maybe a longer. There we go. And same thing with these guys. Just a little bit longer. And a little bit for him. Alright, so there we go. Just a basic couch. If we go ahead and render that, let's go ahead and turn off my advanced lighting, exposure control, turn that guy off if he happens to be on. Alright, not bad looking.